Hi everybody, welcome to AI TV. We're broadcasting live from AI Expo Africa 2020 online. This year we've gone virtual because of COVID. So I'm sitting in my house. AI TV is now broadcasting from my house, and I'm privileged to welcome Antoine, the CEO of FinChatBot. Welcome, Antoine, to AI TV.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now, Antoine, we were just talking earlier about the journey that you guys have been on. Obviously, you're based in South Africa, and I think in AI Expo 2018, when we launched, I think you guys were about 18 months old, but you've gone on to bigger and better things. So do you want to tell our viewers a little bit about FinChatBot, what you do, and the journey you've been on?
Absolutely. So thank you again for inviting us, and we're really happy to be part of this show, even if it's a big change of being completely virtual. I think we're making great connection, and it's the main objective of such a show. So really excited to be part of it. So I'm Antoine. I'm the CEO and co-founder of FinChatBot. FinChatBot, we develop what we call conversational AI solution for the financial industry. We've been operating since November 2016. Went through a couple of fundraise with institutional investors that are backing us up. We now have about 20 clients from the banks. We work with Nedbank, Standard Bank, Investec and ABSA, quite a few insurers as well, such as Hollard, the group Telesur, MyWay, Santam, Sanlam, and many more. We recently started to work with MTN as a telco to work on their mobile money project. You can actually play with one of our solutions by going on the Momo MTN website. And also we're launching, I think, tomorrow, a very interesting project with one of the big retailers, TFG, around collection, retention, as well as account opening. So we've extended quite a bit since 2018 and last year when we were part of the show. We now have 20 team members based in Cape Town, Johannesburg. We're growing the team to have a footprint in Europe as well as India. So quite an exciting time for us. The past 6 months have been, and I'm really grateful for that, a really acceleration in the really onboarding of such an automation process. As you can imagine, with the lack of face-to-face interaction, call centers, etc., businesses are really accelerating the adoption of RPA, automation, as well as conversational solution. So yeah, exciting time for us.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think you kind of touched on something I wanted to bring up, that, you know, the COVID pandemic has kind of created this, or popped the bubble of reality for many organizations now who've perhaps been putting off the move to RPA or digitization of, or AI of, or any of those, using chatbots in their processes, because actually now you can't meet face to face. You can't do the things that we've traditionally done when you meet a client, or you want to meet someone and they want to buy a product or a service. We cannot do that. I mean, when you engage with a large enterprise type customer, Antoine, what's the first sort of thing people are sort of asking you they want to try and do with a chatbot, with a conversational interface?
Yeah.
I mean, typically, I know it's sort of starts with customer service, but I mean, what's the spectrum that you get asked to look at with your technology?
Yeah, you're very right. It's often customer service, because a lot of them think that chatbot is only customer service. It can only service customer. But we're trying to bring a new angle on the sales, so making sales, impacting the bottom line of clients, bottom line of our clients. And that has taken a really great uptake on our side over the past 6 months, is telling our customers, work with us, you can still make sales. You can continue your business, not necessarily as usual, but you can redirect your audience towards a WhatsApp solution and making sales on WhatsApp without human intervention. So you don't need to have a back support, team that can run that. So that's the first one. The second one is a little bit more expert. It's retention. a lot of businesses, especially in the financial industry, that have those, recurring payment every month, were and are really scared of losing more customers than expected because of the pandemic, because you just lose your job or don't have enough money to continue. So we have come up with a solution that really managed to understand the client's needs, refine the challenges that the customers may have, and retain the customer. So avoiding what we call lapsing the customer, which is a really big problem for our clients at the moment. So sales and lapse and retention.
Okay, that's interesting. So I mean, I think, and I said this in one of the earlier interviews we did today. I think even probably 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, people were talking about AI winter #3 and everything else. I mean, really, what I've seen over the last 2.5 years is actually just everything reaching a point of reality. When you look at the big vendors and what they're doing with their own stack, when you're looking now at clients realizing that they've gone beyond the point of no return, they have to do this because if they don't, their competitors are doing it. So where do you see the future now, not only for FinChatBot, but also for this particular part of the industry, conversational interfaces? Where do you think it's all going to be heading?
Yeah, so for the continent, and that's already what I shared with you a year ago, it's pretty much what we've been investing quite heavily on our side, is what we call multi-language capability.
Right.
So allowing our big institutions, big banks, financial providers, telco, retailers, to engage with their customers automatically in their own language. So if we can tomorrow engage with, I don't know, a language such as Zulu with an educational part in a zero-rated environment, you can start really opening up market shares instead of competing with the same top 30% of the audience. The idea for me is really start engaging and create a business that has an impact. Not saying that we are an NPO, we're making profit, but we want to have an impact. And our vision is really to impact people's life through intelligent digital solution. So that's where I see really conversational AI solution can bridge the gap between a USSD experience that is, for me, very strict and not rich. It's the antithesis of rich experience. It's very, very static. And an in-app experience that is data hungry, not very popular. Digital banking apps or telcos are only engaging with about 20% of their audience via those apps, but most of it is made by USSD, branches, or telco or call centers. And that's where we see conversational AI solution integrated in your favorite messaging app or via a simple URL, completely data-free, to explain, educate, and offer the service in a very short space of time is, for me, really the future.
Well, I mean, thanks for joining us, Antoine. I'm always amazed when we speak. It always seems that you've moved on to the next level, and from what I'm hearing, it sounds like that's the case. So, wishing you well for the journey onwards from the show. Obviously, we've got tomorrow to run as well. But the great thing, you're talking about impact, we're running the show for another 30 days as an archive. So there's going to be hopefully thousands of young people, engineers, students, data scientists, going to get inspired by hearing and seeing what you guys are doing. And that can only be a good thing. So we're trying to grow the community, and you're part of that. And I want to say thank you for your support, and wishing you well for the rest of the year. So Antoine from FinChatBot, thanks for joining us and being on AI TV.
Thank you so much, Nick. I appreciate it, and all the best for the rest of the show.
Thanks a lot.